Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For October, I've decided on doing a gothic slash fin-de-siecle slash illustrated black and white fairy tale theme. So there's hints of Art Nouveau, there's some hints of some of my favorite illustrations from black and white comics and graphic novels and illustrated books that I have, and there's a lot of motifs from Art Nouveau styling and architecture. So I had a lot of fun putting this one together. I will have everything cited in the description where I found all of my motifs, or if I used a figure source. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video. For the cover page, I did October in a gothic font, and then two very stylized border corners. And then for the quote page, I have "Last night I dreamt I went to Manderley again," which is the opening line from Daphne du Maurier's novel Rebecca, which is exactly the kind of gothic, dark academia, low-key, spooky we're going for in this theme. And then I have the snake Ouroboros, which is from an illustration I found on Pinterest. I will leave that cited below. This spread is for my goals and my habit tracker. So for my goals page, I found this beautiful corner motif in this giant book of stencils that I have. It's just patterns for stencils that were used in architecture and design in the early 1900s. So it's got tons and tons of stencils of different sizes and styles. And they aren't actually stencils, they're just designs, so unfortunately I couldn't actually trace this. It would have made my life a lot easier because this took me a really long time. But I think it looks really cool. Definitely has that Art Nouveau vibe that I'm going for. And then I just copied it on the other side with just the straight up and down for the habit trackers. And my quote up here is, "October always was the least dependable month, full of ghosts and shadows." So this is my expense tracker and my diary of the month. And for my reference here, I'm using an illustration from the book Snow Glass Apples by Colleen Doran and Neil Gaiman. So this is an illustrated graphic sort of mini novel. It's like a short story, but the whole thing is done up in Art Nouveau style art. And I'm using this candle motif. And I definitely recommend the book if you are over 18 and you like kind of creepy, dark, twisted fairy tales and really elaborate, beautiful art. It's gorgeous artwork. So I used this design of candles. I thought this was really beautiful with the smoke and the designed candlesticks. I also added a tarot sticker because I've recently learned that the Hierophant is one of my birth cards because of my birthday or something. And I thought that was kind of neat, and I had this tarot washi tape, and I thought it would kind of go really well with this black and white spooky theme. So I thought that was kind of a fun addition of something kind of spooky or a little bit out there. So this spread is one of the more simple spreads, however, I am actually the most excited to see how this one turns out. I'm trying a new mood tracker with symbols from Halloween for each attribute or symptom that I'm tracking. So I have the negative ones on the right and the positive ones on the left, and I'm hoping that visually the weight of the symbols on the page as they appear and as they match my moods will kind of show me what's going with each other. So if I'm feeling lonely, does that correspond in higher insomnia, for example? I'm always working on this mood tracker, so I'm hopeful that this one is going to be a little bit more useful for me, since this is one of those pages that can be kind of hit or miss. This spread is for Sketchtober, so I am planning on trying to do Inktober. I also like to do every October a black and white Sketchtober where I do like a little cartoon of my day or of something significant. So each one of these little picture frames on this gallery wall is going to contain a snapshot of that particular day. It done by me in cartoon form, so I'm not the greatest at little figurines and at little cartoons, but it's always still fun to see memories and see how you went through the month. And I think visually is a underused resource, at least for me, in terms of writing down memories. I always tend towards just writing it out, and I think artistically doing it visually just accesses a different part of your memory, or it saves a different part of the memory, for me at least. So I actually do want to try and do more of these, but yeah, I think this is a really cute gallery wall, and we'll see, maybe I'll post the completed one on my Instagram when October is done. So this next spread is my first weekly, and I actually didn't start making this journal theme until a week into October, so I just skipped the first week and I have this half weekly. And for this weekly, I am doing a sort of a recreation of one of my favorite illustrations. So this is Snow White Waking Sleeping Beauty from The Sleeper and the Spindle, which is a short story by Neil Gaiman, illustrated by Chris Riddell. And I really love the illustration. I love Chris Riddell's style. The black and white fairy tale, but it's never really twee fairy tale. It's almost kind of an eerie, never self-important or pretentious fairy tale. So yeah, I think this is just the most beautiful piece of artwork. And I am actually very pleased with how it comes out. I think it comes out really nicely. I see all the mistakes that I made, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad for an homage or a recreation. For my second weekly, I'm doing a figurine inspired by Alphonse Mucha's Autumn. So Mucha actually did several series of seasons, and I picked one of them that I was just kind of feeling inspired by. I'll have the link to the direct image that I was riffing on in the description. So one of the things that I realized I just kind of kept coming back to throughout all my weeklies was long black hair, just like long flowing black hair that moves kind of like water. And this figure is kind of riffing on this autumn figurine, as well as Vidya, the fast flying fairy from the Pixie Hollow series. Yeah, and maybe Silver Mist as well. Kind of has Silver Mist hair now that I think of it. But yeah. So for my third weekly, I went with another Golden Age illustrator. This is Charles Robinson, and I took the top half of a illustration that I really like from Charles Robinson, and this is probably the weekly that I'm least pleased with. I don't think the girl turned out as well here as all of my other figures did. But it's not too bad, and I like the motifs. I went back to my kind of Art Nouveau swirls for the bottom of the page. So for my last weekly, I have it split up into two sections. I have the Monday through Saturday, which is just another Art Nouveau swirl on top, and then I have Halloween, which is Sunday the 31st. And for Halloween, I obviously gave a full page spread because it is a pretty significant holiday. And for the figure here, I am doing my best to duplicate this gorgeous drawing from My Beautiful Monsters on DeviantArt. And they did this design of Death of the Endless from Sandman. So this is Death If She Were a Woman, and the series is kind of about Dream, actually. So Dream is Death's younger brother, and you've got Dream, you've got Death, Destiny, Desire, Delirium, and it kind of follows all of these adventures that happen in this world. It's definitely a really good comic series. If you like comics, definitely check out Sandman. I think it's actually coming to TV, which is going to be super exciting. But I thought this was the most beautiful Art Nouveau rendition of Death. She's kind of this punk goth girl in the series, and I thought this was so beautiful. And I'm actually really pleased with how this turned out. I love the way that the black fades into the gradient of white. It kind of is like she's appearing or disappearing from the page, which I thought was really cool. So that is my theme for October, and here is the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed this theme. I know I had such a fun time making it, even though it took me forever, especially the princesses kissing. That print took me like 3 hours. But I had a great time doing these spreads. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful spooky season. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.